Hey, listen, everybody. This is Sam. I'm here with Pear and Fran.
Hello.
What's up?
It's been a long time, guys, since
I've
we've been
returned.
together in here. This is Nintendo Voice Chat for February 5th, 2015. We are going to be talking about Amiibo today. We're going to be talking about a little bit of Splatoon, and then we're going to talk about what it was like covering Majora's Mask back in the day. You reviewed it, Fran.
Yeah.
Pear was here telling Fran to review it, so we'll get to that. I'm really excited about that conversation.
A mere 15 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Was it 15 years now?
2001?
Yeah. Oh, so cool. I'm
Will
really
be in
excited for that
October.
conversation. So, to kick it off, though, we have a huge Amiibo fan here in the room. It's not Fran. It's Pear.
What?
Pear Schneider has been, you have every Amiibo
Quite
now,
the
right?
collector.
I don't have every amiibo. Like, I have everything pre-ordered, but, you know, my Sheik
That's
is
the
still
problem, though,
MIA.
right? Yeah.
It's not coming. Sonic got pushed back. Mega Man's not in my hands. So.
Well, I have two that you will never have.
Which ones?
The gold and silver Mario Party Mario Amiibo.
You have these?
Kind of leaked this week. No, I built one right here, though. I put a
Oh,
little
okay. I was
gold
like, wow.
crown
If you're
on
listening to
Mario.
this, Sam did a terrible thing.
This
He just
is
put
my
a-
Amiibo, though.
He
I
put
left
like
it
a
in the
golden
package.
crown and it was on a standard Mario one. It's not what this is, man.
Well, my spray paint is in the mail.
yeah.
Okay, that's how I'm going to make my gold Amiibo. Anyway, gold and silver edition Amiibo. So they were kind of, it was essentially a leak on Nintendo's, there's a one sheet on Nintendo's site that somebody discovered. You know, people are always going in and exploring URLs on Nintendo's
Oh, yeah.
site and finding
Yep.
leaked stuff.
That's how I got started at IGN, actually.
Really?
Pretty much. I
That's
mean,
super cool.
sleuthing like
What'd you
the
find?
URLs and stuff. Well, back in
Search for the word dolphin, right?
Well, we figured out the name of GameCube when we were sleuthing
No kidding.
network registrations and all that stuff, because like Nintendo had registered like the Pokemon URL under another fake name that was tied to something called StarCube, and like
Really?
we can go back on that topic another day.
That's
Crazy,
really cool.
yeah.
I
No,
always
I
talk
love
about
that.
this stuff.
but in
people
this-
are still doing this.
But in this case, it wasn't even that they were prepping like a consumer-facing page. They literally hosted two PDFs that were the CPSIA, it's Consumer Product Safety Improvement documents, which
didn't know
is a
that.
requirement in the U.S. for toys, right? It was an act that was passed to make sure that
There's
toys
no
get
poison in them.
safer, especially, you know, with view of toys created abroad, you know, and imported in the U.S. And so there were two documents that showed a gold color Mario and a silver color Amiibo.
and
or
from the Mario
platinum.
Party pose. Now, what I
Well,
think
it's
is
the one arm up kind of Yahoo
Yeah.
pose, right? Rather than the fireball one.
So there's two things about this that interest me. One is that I think like toy variants are, and however cynical like they are to me now, like I really liked them when I was a kid. I remember like Spawn
man.
Toys had a cool toy variant that was really rare, and you see them in the store, and they just be like they just changed the color of them.
Yeah.
And
Or
I
even
just
an
think that's really
exclusive
cool.
item, like it would go a long way.
Yeah. So the other thing I like about these is that I have a feeling that these are going to be the Club Nintendo Gold and Platinum rewards.
you think so? You think it's actually not a silver Mario, it's a platinum one?
It could be.
Yeah.
That's a good theory.
And let me just bring in.
But that would make me really sad because
well,
I only
then
have
you-
platinum. I don't have gold as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. So
That
let-
would be scary. I do not want.
we had a reader weigh in on this. He actually has a question for us. Now that Club Nintendo is on its way out, what do you guys predict will be this year's gold and platinum rewards? What would you guys like to see? I was surprised by both the number of physical and digital rewards they unleashed a few days ago, and now I'm totally stumped about this year's premium rewards.
Oh, I think I know what it could be. It could
That's
be a
from
gold and
Drowning-
silver
Yeah,
Mario.
let me get
yeah,
his
yeah.
Drowning in Brownings.
What?
Drowning in Brownings.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it'd be
Don't
funnier if it
overanalyze
was
it.
Drowning in Brownies.
That's funny.
Because
Maybe
brownies are delicious.
he was when he wrote it, and it's a typo.
Whoa!
Yeah, look, it's possible. We don't know, right? It would be really evil because you know our addiction. It means we have to own
the
every
first
one.
time
of
he
them.
admitted it.
No, I've admitted it from the
That's the
get-go.
first
I
step.
pre-ordered all the
me.
Mario Party amiibos too, even though Bowser is basically the same. Like
Yeah,
I'm still
that's-
trying to figure out why he wasn't put in a different pose. But
And we'll get to his question in a second, but I did have one other question for you, Pear. What are you going to do about Rosalina?
what do you mean?
Did you get Rosalina?
Yeah, I have Rosalina.
Because Chris Carl did.
Yeah.
I didn't know you. I hadn't seen yours yet. So you went to
So-
Target on Sunday morning.
No.
How did you get
So
it?
I take my amiibos out of the packaging
Yeah,
because
which is
toys,
why I can't collect them is because I would not take them out.
Got
and
to
I
be
don't
played
have room.
with, and so I pre-ordered one from Japan because the pre-order experience was so
Oh, that's right,
frustrating.
you got the
And
Japanese
you weren't on the show when we talked about this, but you know I got taunted at Target when I wanted to pre-order one. They
Did you
said,
really?
They said we only accept pre-orders for games, not for dolls. That's what they said. So I was like, screw it, I'm going to pre-order it from abroad, and you can get Rosalinas from Japan for a couple bucks more, or from Europe or Australia. And so I pre-ordered that one. Then a nice NVC listener apparently also sent one from Australia. So
really?
I'm swimming in Rosalinas, man.
Well, that's great.
I'll make sure to redistribute
Chris
the wealth
Carl
internally.
went to Target on Sunday and grabbed one, which I thought was adorable.
That's very cute.
Yeah,
Your brother.
We should have my brother. We should have Chris on the show at some time to talk about his experience doing that.
But you're asking about Rosalina for a specific reason,
yeah,
right?
because there's a Target exclusive for Rosalina, and Rosalina also. And we knew that, but what we didn't know was that apparently they're going to replenish most Amiibo on an ongoing basis, based on a kind of another leak from Target documents. But I don't think Rosalina is going to be restocked.
Well, that's the document said it will not be replenished, right?
Yeah.
And we have there's a fan on our NVC Facebook group. You guys are awesome. Who works at Target as well, and he said, obviously there are still a lot of Rosalinas in distribution centers that come in. Yeah. So even though new orders from Japan will come in, there's still some that will come to store shelves just based on distribution in the U.S.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is going to be a rare Amiibo for sure. And there are others that were mentioned as well, right?
Yeah. So as ones that won't be not as ones that won't be restocked, they're specifically mentioned that Toon Link and Bowser will be replenished on an ongoing basis.
Those were the easiest to find and the earliest to come in. But Mega Man, Sonic, King Dedede, Ike, those might be a little harder to find. And we've seen that with the last waves of Amiibos.
Well, they say they won't be available in Target, but those were available in all retailers. That wasn't exclusive.
They definitely have, for whatever reason, I think Nintendo in advance decided which Amiibo they would make a bunch of and which ones they would only make a few of. And obviously it's based on market research, right?
Yeah.
We assume where they say how many of these do we need to stock. And, some characters, like, we may love Marth and Ike, but the majority of Nintendo fans have no idea who those characters are. Smash Brothers players will know.
You never played Super Rosalina Sisters?
Yeah, that's funny.
That was my favorite.
Geolina
game.
Sisters.
Exactly.
Did you you didn't get into Amiibo, and I've heard your reason, and I haven't really either. I collect games, I collect a bunch of stuff. I'm not too into packaged toys because I have to keep them in the package, and I don't have the room. I'm kind of wondering what this is gonna look like a year from now.
That's what I was saying.
No, I want to get into it. It needs to be really easy for me to get into it at this point, though. I'm not into the waiting in lines. I'm not into the pre-order
Same here.
pandemoniums.
This is a good topic, though. I think. Explain to me why you do it. Now, let me first say, when I was, core to Nintendo coverage, I collected all kinds of stuff. I had all the limited edition Super Famicom GBA carts.
Those are so pretty.
Mini ones. I still have them in a box here. They're awesome. Loved it. Of course, I was it was part of my coverage.
What is
here,
the
IGN?
Pixel series? Those Game Boy games also that were
I know
like
what
the
you're
crazy,
talking
simplistic, geometric Game Boy puzzle games. They're called
no, I
Pixel
lost
Generation.
Oh, yeah. I remember
I didn't
those.
collect
The
those.
minis, right? Like
they're
little
so
mini games.
pretty.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I totally get into stuff like that. But man, it takes a lot of time. And then all you do, you put them in a box or you put them on a shelf. Is that why you're collecting?
Well, so importing is one thing, though, right? And I get excited
It's
about
that simple?
But when things are distributed in America and they should be easy to get and they're not, that makes me really upset.
So
I'm not into that.
There are a couple factors, and we talk about Amiibo a lot on this show,
Yeah,
which
okay. Might as well have an Amiibo
it's
podcast.
it's
We'll
been
keep it
Amiibo
short.
central, but
I'm sorry.
there are multiple reasons. One, I thought many of them looked really cool. I really wanted to own them because we are in the West. We are underserved with Nintendo collectibles.
It's true. There's
you
so
can
much
buy
cool
you a
stuff in
giant, Majora's Mask. Maybe there's like a skull kit you can get from First for Figures, or you can get Link on Epona, but those are like $400.
You can go to Chinatown and get knockoff plushies of all of your favorite.
But in
characters.
Japan, you can get a ton of this stuff.
But they
like,
don't
on
look
every
right,
corner.
right? And the Amiibo designs actually look right. And then there's the bonus of actually using them with a game. And that was, of course, the initial attraction was the promise of using them with games. Then you scan one into Mario Kart, and there's a giant screen, and it has one thing unlocked, and the rest are not unlocked. And that's when I start to get nervous, and I got to complete that screen, right?
Totally.
And so then I'm like, all right, I'll get the others.
As a recovering
Completionist.
guide writer,
Totally.
you have to complete a game.
Yes.
Yep.
So exactly, once you get that invested, you become a completionist, and that's normal. It's totally cool.
And many of our listeners went through the same thing, where they listened to the first episode and they're like, "Why are you freaking out over these Amiibo?" Then they get two, and then they're like, "Oh man, isn't that one rare? Okay, I'll get that one." Then they go back home and they're like, "What? I didn't." And,
Yeah, well, it's the fear of missing out too.
That's absolutely it. And
Well, to each his own, and more power to the collectors out there. I think collecting is
really
super addictive
collecting.
for me. I love it. I love what you guys are doing. I love seeing your collections. Just because it's not for me doesn't mean I'm not following it.
And I collect
totally
to display.
think it's cool.
I don't collect to sell. I mean, some of the rare Amiibo will go for $60. I'm sure Rosalina eventually, will go over 100 unless there are just so many out there
Yeah,
that
it could go way
they're
down,
plentiful,
though.
right?
It's very, very risky to collect to resell.
But you need to, to be fair, they are more plentiful in other territories, so you need the US edition.
Mm-hmm.
There are no differences between the actual Amiibo inside the box. They're exactly the same, down to the writing underneath the pedestal.
I think that's really cool. So same factories producing them all.
Exact same, like,
and if you're
IG
taking them out of your
numbers.
packages, then nobody would ever
Nobody
know.
would ever know.
See, that's very different from like collecting old Nintendo cartridges or something. In each region, even no matter what, you can tell what a
there's a
Famicom
region.
cartridge is, and it's from a region, and it's very different.
Yep.
Hey.
So to get back to Drowning and Browning's question,
This one's rare, by the way,
yeah,
because it doesn't have the writing on the bottom.
and I put it
Are
together.
you serious? I didn't know that. Give me that.
To get back to Drowning and Browning's question, he's asking about what we think the final Club Nintendo rewards for Platinum and Gold members will be, and I want to open that up. We just saw this week the final Club Nintendo rewards, which are super cool.
You saw them, or you heard that there's a website you could maybe get into and see them?
It took all week. Now, I was always able to see them. I was never able to register more
Okay.
coins or actually get to them. But my two favorite ones are the Majora's Mask side bag, which I believe you got that one, right?
I did. I get the messenger bag, the Majora's Mask bag.
And then I really like the puzzle, and I'm trying my darndest to get to that puzzle because it's a cool. I love the concept art for Majora's Mask. It has like really thick black lines, and this is like I presume comes in like a big puzzle box, like you get an old puzzle. I just really like the sound of that.
I really wanted it, but I just didn't have enough coins left.
Oh, yeah,
like
it would be
after
really hard to
all
get to
these
that.
years, I
You
just
had to
didn't have
choose.
enough. But I did get the pouch, the 3DS pouch. There's a Zelda themed pouch, which could be janky. We'll see what it looks like. Got that one. I got the cartridge holder. I did not get the Animal Crossing cards though.
I
really
I'm
wanted
wondering.
those.
There's a Club Nintendo calendar for this year.
The stand-up?
Yeah, it's just a little stand-up calendar. I don't know what it looks like inside or anything, but I think that thing might be cooler than it's letting on.
Yeah.
My favorite thing from 1988 was there was a Nintendo Power calendar that came with Nintendo Power, and you could put it up, and it was like the Power calendar for the year.
Yeah.
And it has Mario in all the costumes throughout. He's like wearing a turkey suit for Thanksgiving, and he's wearing like a cowboy suit for Halloween. Which I thought
Didn't
was
you
really
do a
funny.
let's read of one of these calendars?
We
Am
did
I
a let's read
misremembering?
of a Nintendo Power. I can't remember if it had a poster in the issue.
No, my son showed me. There's a
that was just,
YouTuber
like, the
out there
first
who
or
went through
second,
all the pages, and there's some ridiculous pictures in the Nintendo Power calendars, like with made-up text sometimes too. right?
Absolutely.
Is
Yeah.
it sad that I kept my Super Metroid strategy guide, the official one, because it has a centerfold of Samus?
Is she in her suit?
Yeah, she's in her suit.
Okay.
But I do still have it. You can do like a fold out of it.
That's very
It's
cute.
actually-
I just bought the Majora's Mask strategy guide, the official Nintendo one, because I didn't ever own it, and I thought I would need it for this. But they changed so much stuff that actually was.
Yeah.
Oh, the class. You bought the classic one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
which I would need it anyway because it is great.
Interesting.
As I said, the concept art. So I think that I don't know if they're going to do gold and platinum rewards. I would imagine they would go with these Amiibo for them. I'm wondering what they're going to
confirmed. You
do.
don't
More interesting to me is what they're going to do with Club Nintendo in the future, or if they're going to have any rewards program. I have a feeling it's going to be mainly digital download-based things.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting smaller, if any, obviously, right? I mean, isn't that the whole problem? Is they can't keep running something?
Yeah,
like this?
maybe.
I think the intel they got out of the program wasn't good enough. So like the whole survey thing, they kind of don't need it anymore, or they can get it in
that's
a
our
cheaper
fault,
way,
too.
right? And yeah,
IGN's fault.
probably the
Click,
feedback
click,
you get
click,
wasn't
click,
as
X,
great.
click, 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 QWERTY, click, click.
Gaming website,
click.
It's true, yeah.
No, but I think there will be something, as you've seen, with PlayStation, obviously with subscription plans, with Xbox Live adding more and more to it and rewards for actually playing. Nintendo will have something, but I think they want to get to that unified account, and hopefully that'll happen soon.
Yeah, and these
but there's
things
some cool stuff you can get for 250 coins. You can get Earthbound finally. So if you've never played it, you can get it for 250 coins.
Yeah, or you can spend 250 real coins, and by that I mean dollar coins, on an original copy.
Yeah, but why if you can get it for free? And
Because the
by the way,
cartridge smells good.
If you want to log into the site, I was
manual.
able to get in. Don't get scared away when you see Evil Mario saying, sorry, the site is broken. Just keep hitting refresh. After a while, you get in. It'll take a couple of tries. For whatever reason, Nintendo's site works better on Safari than on Chrome. Just be persistent. It'll work eventually.
Cool. Well, there's clearly a lot of Nintendo rarities out right now, and just like collectible things from Nintendo. And as you were saying, we've had a lack of that over the years, and I just think that's really exciting that you can participate in Nintendo fandom by buying little tchotchkes and stuff. I love that. You used to have to go to the Nintendo World Store once a year and pick up their stuff there, and it's just cool that you don't have to do that anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, and it is interesting that I know we're off this topic basically now, but merchandising, like you'd think there would be a lot more of it from just how much they have, but there's not a ton of options.
Seriously, I would buy collectible keychain Game & Watches, man.
Totally.
Just like there's so much in Nintendo's past that
was
could
my
bring back.
favorite platinum reward that they did.
Mine
Not platinum
too.
reward,
Yeah,
but reward that they did was they remade their Game & Watch. And actually, I really highly recommend everybody check out the Best of Club Nintendo article that we wrote. It has some foreign territory stuff. Club Nintendo, when I first heard about it, they were doing a Famicom Super Famicom NES. It's a Super NES in Japan controller for Wii U that you could just plug right into your Wii and just play Virtual Console games on a perfect replica Super Nintendo controller. And they gave that away in Japan. I was like, why isn't this here? And that never came here, but it made me so jealous. And they also gave a platinum reward out once, which was a remote control of a Wii controller that just controlled your TV before the Wii controller or the Wii was in the stores. So you could basically get a mock-up of the Wii controller.
That's really cool.
Just control it. Just turn your TV power on and off.
Fran will make one in his Easy Bake Oven for you.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about the clay GameCube controller right now.
I love that.
Done that too
my
often.
favorite IGN project. We're going to get to some IGN memories in a bit.
Oh, God. All right.